Hey guys, today's video is called Why Do I Self-Sabotage? So I feel like I'm doing it right now. Like whenever I make a video, I put on a face and I'm like, this is what I want to communicate. So here's the person who's doing this communication. And it's really hard for me to be authentic, but my goal in doing these videos is to be authentic, so I'm gonna really try to be authentic. So last night I couldn't sleep, and that happens when I don't move enough usually. And I had a lot of time yesterday, and I didn't have a good dinner, so I was hungry. And I was like, why didn't I eat enough? Why didn't I move enough? And I think, like yesterday, so my birthday's tomorrow, and my gift from my husband is this YouTube channel that I'm making this video for, which is to practice being myself, to practice making videos and thinking deeply on camera. And the goal of all of these videos is to think deeply about life and to communicate how I think deeply so that other people can learn to think deeply too. And I'm thinking deeply last night in bed, like, what is my problem that I can't even do the basics? Like, I can't, like, we listened to this awesome guy, Brian Johnson. He has this optimize.me website, and he just talks all about how to live a great life and just optimize your life. And he talks a lot about fundies, your fundamentals: eat, move, sleep. Why can't I do the basics? And yeah, I'm trying to do this YouTube video thing, and I'm trying to write a novel. I'm like so excited about it, but also like I've been working on it for 4 years and it really shouldn't take that amount of time. I did most of the writing within like a couple months. I'm like halfway there. I have like 35,000 words-ish. Why am I taking so long, you know? Why do I self-sabotage? And I think I was thinking about Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you're not familiar with it, you can easily Google it. It's like a pyramid, and the bottom level is like the entry level, the first level, which is like you have to fulfill these needs first. Eating, shelter, just like the basics of life, sleep, everything that you need to physically survive. And then the next level is like emotional. You need connection with people, you need relationships and cooperation. And then when you get to the top, it's self-actualization. And Brian Johnson talks about how self-actualizing is a need just as strong as those other needs once those needs are met. So once your food needs are met, then you work on, even subconsciously, your emotional needs, your connection needs, your need for love and relationships. And then once all of those things are kind of met in your life, and I'm super blessed to have a really, really great life where those needs are met and I have a really great family, then it's time to self-actualize. And that's the next need that you're like drawn to meet. Like you have to meet it. And I feel like maybe I'm self-sabotaging my first level of needs. Like I'm not eating well, sleeping well, moving well, partly because I'm scared of self-actualization. And Jay keeps saying, every time I talk to him about this, which we were talking about this last night, I'm like, well, he's like, what are you afraid of? What? I know you're afraid of something. And I'm like so defensive all the time because I'm just that kind of a person. I'm a fighter. I'm a like, I'm very strong-willed. And so it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong, but I know I'm afraid. And I did admit to him that I was afraid of, like, I don't know, I've grown a lot and I've come to the place where I can admit if I'm afraid of something, but it's hard to know what I'm afraid of. Am I afraid of success or am I afraid of failure? And I kind of was like, I'm afraid of both. I'm afraid of succeeding because it's a change and I don't know what that change is gonna bring. I'm afraid of failing because like I'm putting my hopes and dreams into this stuff that I want to do to make a difference in the world, to help people's lives become better by thinking more deeply about their life. My book is an analogy about life and about living up to your highest potential, ironically. So it's like I can dream this stuff and talk this stuff, and if I can't live it, it's just gonna be devastating. So failure is devastating. And then we were talking about this, it's like if I do it, if I start working on these projects and don't do it up to my standard, like I'm moving too fast, that scares me. But then not doing it, not stepping out and taking the next step to make a video, write my book, get the stupid book finished. If I'm not moving forward, that's failure. So stalling is failure because you're not doing it. Like, what if I never get it done? What if I don't do it? Or what if I do it too fast? So it's like I'm immobilized. So I was thinking deeply last night and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get up. I can't sleep anyway, I'm gonna journal. So we use this tool called Dynalist. Jay found it, of course, because he loves techie stuff, but it's really cool. And I'll show it to you sometime probably. But you can just go to Dynalist and you can just journal, you write something, and then like you can indent. I mean, it seems so simple, but it's just like in like a Word document, you can do subpoints, but everything's hyperlinked. So you can shrink everything and see like all of your like top level stuff, and then you can make everything bigger and go underneath. So it's kind of like the brain, if you've ever heard of like a mind map. It's a lot like a mind map, and it's text-based. It's like kind of easy. Anyway, I was journaling using that, and it was really, really helpful. And I came to the conclusion I need to know my why. Another person, I'm gonna be always talking about people that we've gained wisdom from. And Dave Ramsey, who's amazingly influenced our life financially, like hugely, amazingly influenced our life. He's all about like financial stuff, and he talks about being gazelle intense on your goals. So like a gazelle running away from a cheetah, like the only thing that matters is get out of there. He talks about that with getting out of debt, which thank God we are fully out of debt now. I'm so happy. Anyway, I want to be gazelle intense about my why for these goals. And what is my why? And it's still not necessarily super clear to me, but my why is because I want to change people's lives. I want to help people. I want to bring healing to the world. I want to contribute positivity to the world. And it's so vague. Like, those goals are so vague. And, I feel myself putting on a mask still. Like, and it's hard because I don't know who's watching this. So it makes me feel vulnerable. Like, if I knew who this video was for, I would be able to speak specifically to that person. But I'm kind of talking to myself. And that's kind of the conclusion I came to. Except talking to my daughter, who's 2. Like, why am I writing this book? Partly so that my daughter can read a story and understand who she is and the power that she has and the influence and the beauty and the amazingness of her, and live up to her fullest potential. Now it's going to be like at least 10 years before she can read this because it's a young adult novel. But what about the other girls out there that are Emmas? My daughter's name is Emma. And they're already teenagers and they're ready for this. I want to have the why I should write this book, why I should finish this book, and make it super tangible. Like, I want to know my audience. I want to know the people who will be reading this will be impacted, because that's the reason I'm doing it, to impact people and help and bring goodness and hope and make them awesome, so that everybody in the world just keeps making more and more people around them awesome until the whole world is a wonderful place. Anyway, that's a tangent. But yeah, so I'm writing this to Emma's. I'm speaking this to Emma's. If you guys want to join me, whoever that is, I feel like this is just a journal. Maybe it's just going to be a file on my computer, whatever. But if you want to join me on this quest for living the good life, learning about the good life, learning about wisdom, about how to think, because I really believe that changing the way you think changes your actions, changes your reality, then that's what this channel is all about, thinking deeply. So hopefully you've learned a few things about combating self-sabotage. Journal, figure out your why, figure out what you're scared of. I guess those would be the 3 bullet points. But journaling's amazing, and pretty much you can just come to a solution for any of your problems by thinking deeply enough. Ask why. Why? Because of this. Well, why that? Because of this. Okay, why that? Just keep asking why in Dynalist or on a piece of paper or in your brain, whatever, with your friend, just conversing. Jay and I just constantly talk and basically psychologically analyze each other, I guess, but not really. More like we journal to each other. But just get to the why, get to the root problem, and don't be afraid to do that. And figure out your why for taking next steps, taking actionable steps. Summarize what you've learned, like for me, visualize the Emmas, write to the Emmas, know that they're there ready now, so take those next steps. Yeah, so for you, figure out your why and make it super tangible, super emotional, super motivating. So go out there and make the world an awesome place, and remember to think deeply. That's like, okay, that's super fake. So, hi. Yeah, just think deeply. I love you all. Bye.